All right. What is League of Sounds? A League of Listen. Nothing. That was easy. What? It's Leona. When I got that. That's not Garrett. It's Renekton. Yo, this is Renekton though. Yeah. Dude, I play that champ. Copy. What? That's Victor. Yeah, I wouldn't got that. Alright. Customer again. What the fuck? I feel like it is better. What the fuck is this?
That was a weird thing to say.
My Showmaker, hello. Okay. Sound effect will hold me for a while. Zach. Fuck, I know that. Why? Trundle. What? Oh, it's Nunu. Alright, game's getting underway, so I'm gonna start casting. I'll do one more. Give me 1 second. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. DK versus Bro. That's the game we're watching now. We watched T1 Gen G earlier. Hopefully this is a 2-0 just for my voice's sake. And also I want to play some ranked league later, so, you know. But I want some videos to edit. I want some videos to put out. So I will cast this. Also, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be fun. Because we see, I think it's a Pantheon mid versus Elise support is what I saw with my eyes. No, it's Pantheon jungle Swain mid. By the way, this is game 1 of Fearless Draft. So this is not like we're deep in Fearless Draft. This is just that this is what DK want to play. Which I love that. I love DK is my team, bro. I love DK. DK may not be the best team in the LCK, but they sure are one of my favorites. Let me just make sure everything's in order. It is. There. Yep. Damn.
I was looking at myself.
Now I'm looking at the game. Here we go. Now, I'm doing this for myself. If you're watching, sync up with me. Sync up with the timer at the top. And then I can cast for you. As Lucid. Gonna take the first aggressive steps in the game. 46 seconds in the game here. Already establishing the dominance in the jungle. Saying this red side belongs to us. Damwon Kia, we are 4-0 in this tournament. You will fear us. Bro, of course, just coming off the back of a victory against Gen G, I do believe. They're 1-3. Their only win against what is arguably the best team in the tournament is what many would think, except they did just go down to T1 last game. Fairly convincing manner. Strong-looking Gen G taken out. It's not what we're here to watch now, though. DK Showmaker on Swain mid. Might be the first time I've seen this in professional play. So I'm looking forward to see how Swain Pantheon, how they interact together. Humbuck accepting that his bot side is forfeit. Gonna instead split the map, and they're gonna lane swap as well here. Bro, putting the Ashe and the Elise in the top lane against Siwoo and K'Sante, who has been very impressive. Siwoo has to be the number one thing that I've been impressed by DK, I think, is that the addition of Siwoo and the replacing of Kingen, swapping him out for Siwoo has skyrocketed this roster. That and Beryl. I think with Beryl, DK have a little bit more consistency in their mid game. Their macro looks a little bit better. The worst thing about DK by far last year was their inability to close out games. Very standard lane swap iteration we're looking at. If anyone's interested, it could be a level 3 dive on Cassante. That's the only thing that it looks like. Might be going down, and Morgan wants in on it as well. Siwoo, I was just praising him before, but now he's got a pretty tricky situation on his hands here. Very delicate what the right play is, and he seems to be making it, which is to run away. But the Jace ease him into the wall at the same time as handback lands his Q, and the flash is forced from Siwoo. Also taken down very, very low. Now, bro, sharing that XP 3-way on the top wave between Morgan, Hype, and Polu. And DK going to start working on that bot tower, chipping away at the HP. Great work from Humbuck there, forcing out Siwoo's flash. But really, it was Morgan using the E at the same time as Humbuck wanted to Q, guaranteeing that the gap close from Vi would land on its target destination as Showmaker. Interested to see what he can do on the Swain. I said this before. But to reiterate, it's just not a common champion. Very rare. I don't see much in solo queue either. I play a lot of solo queue. I barely ever see Swain. I think the reason for that is he's quite arcane. He's quite weird. He doesn't really have something he does particularly well that other champs don't do. But I'm sure Showmaker's seen something in him. I'm sure there's a build that he wants to try out. We did see a Nivea top yesterday, so the LCK is the place for insane things. Morgan now laning 1v2 versus Beryl aiming. Should have a bit of an easier time than Siwoo, who was forced off so much XP on the top wave, now down a whole level to anyone else in the game. Next closest is Morgan on level 2 as Polu ganking mid, lands the cocoon. Charmer's closer lands his damage too. Showmaker barely lives. One more tick on the ignite, would have gone down. Let me lock in here. Let me lock in. All right. Beryl poking Q. Or poking Morgan with the Q, rather. I'm going to crash this wave in aiming. Has looked very consistent over the season. So I'm interested to see how he matches up against Hype. One of the most hyped up players from Challengers. Coming into Bro, and now bot dive might be on the menu here. This is what Pantheon's so good at. Lucid has flash, and I don't think there's a way out of this. Morgan tries to clear the wave desperately, but the Karma W is there, and so's the damage from Pantheon. Locks him up and CCs him. First blood over to DK, but it's traded on the top side of the map. 2 tower shots though, and Hype lives on 2 HP. The second tower shot almost did enough damage to take him out. Almost ruining the hopes of Bro for an even map state. But he lives. A blessing from the Rift gods. But the one bad thing there for Bro is that DK were able to take more tower plates in bot. We get to watch this dive yet again. It starts with Beryl using his W at a good timing. Morgan tries to clear the wave to mean it's more difficult to dive them, so the tower's already going to start cooking, but Beryl takes it up at a very good time there, and Lucid with that Pantheon W and the Q. Too powerful on the dive. Siwoo does a good job of making it tough. Almost gets Polu and almost gets Hype there as well. Would have been an execute if Hype had gone down to that tower shot. And it's just the top lane is getting farmed out around the map here. Morgan finally gets a wave to himself. Level 4. The first time he's seen minions. And Siwoo gonna think Morgan is a sight for sore eyes. Finally we're in a normal aim state. 5 minutes, 30 seconds in the game. And normalcy has returned to the Rift. Beryl and Polu poking around each other. Gonna be about who lands that cocoon, who lands the more poke. Karma Varus, very poke-heavy lane. Lucid, trying to get something done on closer, does have that Spirit Rush. Just hit 6. Saying hi to Humbuck now. Put a controller in the bush. He'd like to keep control of it. And the Grubs fight is next on the menu here for DK. Showmaker going to push in the mid-wave. Followed up by Beryl. Polo's hit a match, and it's mirror images of each player. Everyone matching their respective laning partner for this Grubs fight. And Humbuck is emoting in the river. He wants Lucid to go on him. He wants Lucid to get angry. But he's the one to make the engage. Humbuck is a flash forward from closer as well. Charm is good. They're turning onto Showmaker, but he's just too tanky. Beryl and Showmaker, unkillable in their approach here as closer uses the Spirit Rush to try and finish someone off, but it's not going to happen. Siwoo, the only person to get anything done, he uses his own W to take out Polu. Now Morgan looking for a little bit more, trying to take Beryl just a bit lower. Maybe he can get something done in return is what he's thinking, but he's not able to. Showmaker now with permanent mid-prio, closer, no Spirit Rush. And that's how powerful the Swain is. That's maybe what DK's seeing in the pick. It's so tanky in these mid-game fights. So much damage, so much utility. Almost impossible to take it out. Barring exactly this. The Ash Arrow utilized there to get Showmaker nice and low for closer to finish off. Has the charm still. The Q is a lot of damage. And it's just enough to take out the Swain. Noxie in general falls in the river. Drake could be a possible outcome here for Bro, should they look to capitalize on this kill. Really good trade there from Siwoo. About to hit level 6 as well. This is a level 6 timer on this wave. 7 minutes in the game. It's very late to hit level 6 as top laner. But it is the timer as aiming's looking 1v2 on Polo. Has the repel, but nothing to repel to as now he's going to get taken out. Aiming in a 1v2 situation. Gets the support for himself. Showcasing just why he's so highly valued on this DK roster. Why people rank him as potentially one of the best ADCs in the world, and what is a very hotly contested title, that one. Particularly with the addition of Smash, as we saw versus Gen G. Wonder where he falls in. Well played by aiming there. Using that level 6 timer as well. Now Siwoo. Level 6 in Cassante versus Jace, a matchup we've been watching a lot in these game ones. A lot of priority on both of those champions, but because it's Fearless Draft, we do only see them once. Which is nice. Get to watch the replay of this Grubs fight here and just check how much damage. They send everything onto Showmaker here because Lucid flashes away, so they change the target, which is the correct call. But they just don't have enough damage. Showmaker is just unkillable. That was Morgan's damage, Closer's damage, and Polu's damage all on top of him. And it's just not enough. The only person to go down, as I said, Polu gets a little bit overhyped, overeager. And then Hype finds the angle on Showmaker, doesn't give him an inch. Second he sees Showmaker's overstepped immediately. Takes the opportunity to send the arrow into his head. Take him out. Then another pick on the other side of the map is aiming. Finds Polu. Gets him too. So it's a bit sloppy all over the map from the mid laner of DK, from the support of Bro, who's now 0-2 on the Elise. And this is something I've seen a lot on these Elise plays, is that it's feast or famine. You're either... Sorry, excuse me, what the hell just happened to Showmaker? Was that 3 ultimates utilized and they just take him out? It was a Spirit Rush, it was the Ash Arrow, and it was a Cease and Desist, and Hambak holds him in place so the Hype's arrow can land. That was pretty beautiful, honestly. This DK lost their mid laner twice in a row there. I was preaching about how tanky this Swain is, but it doesn't matter if you're going to do that to him. The thing that does matter is that DK are going to take this bot tower. Now, that's very early in the game to take the bot tower. The other thing about that is that if they do lose the bot tower, Bro are also going to lose feats of strength. DK. Claim the feat of warfare. And there's a reason this team is 4-0. If you push pressure in mid, then you get pressured in the side lanes. That's the rule of League of Legends. And DK follow it to a T. Top and bot both looking quite good. And there goes first tower at 10 minutes in the game. That's fast. 5 plates as well. Over to the ADC is Siwoo. Maybe wants a solo kill here. Still can go all out should he choose to. Morgan is the one winning the fight so far. But you're never winning versus Cassante until he shows you everything he's got. Polu, though. He had to make sure that doesn't happen as the Hex Flash over the wall. Second, the wave crashes, but he misses the cocoon, and maybe Morgan's overstepped here. The all out is good from Siwoo, but he can't find the Q to follow it up. Now Morgan just going to walk out. But the Hex Flash is invested from Polu and a lot of time as well. Gets nothing done from it. 9 seconds till Grub spawn here. No all out for the fight. No ignite on Polu for the fight and no flash. Midwave going to go over to DK. We settle down a little bit in the eye of the hurricane before these Grubs fight hits us in the face. Beryl a lot higher level than Polu here. And aiming already has his first item. There's the Pantheon ult trying to force Humbuck off these Grubs. And I don't think Bro necessarily want to play this fight. It's a 5-stack Pantheon, but the arrow is going to find him. So is the Spirit Rush, and so is Humbuck. Trying to keep this fight going, trying to make something happen for his team. He wants these Grubs with Showmaker. He's the gatekeeper of them. Doesn't want the fight to keep going. Humbuck cues back in. Finds a massive cease and desist on top of aiming in the backline. Cleanses. The slow does aiming. And now Beryl might be the person to fall, but aiming. Still alive. Flashes away. Watches his teammates die around him as Bro capitalize on an overextension from DK, thinking they have the fight. When all they have is a bunch of false confidence and empty wallets. Bro, take the grubs. 6-3 now. Looking good in the game. They always punch above their weight, this team. It's always in the games where you think, hey, maybe this is going to be tough. The Bros step up. Great start from DK. Lucid doesn't manage to get that empowered auto attack off the Pantheon all. And then it's how well they utilize the Ash Arrow to find the pick. Taking out Lucid. Then I'm thinking, okay, the fight's done. Second, we see Morgan flash away. It's all right. DK, they have a good position here, but it's closer to find the re-engage. Followed up by a cease and desist that knocks 3 members of DK super far out of position. And then the capitalizing upon that is so easy. Humbak clutches up the fight. Sends his team in catapulting into a super winning position. Not quite the word I was looking for. I wanted to say sends his team somethinging into a super winning position, but the word, I need a word for like rolling, but violently rolling. Anyway. Maybe catapulting is the word. All right. Siwoo now. Locked up under top tower. Closer shoving in the wave, making sure that there's nothing this guy can do except for watch waves die. Polu, yet again, trying to find an angle on him. But as Siwoo's proven time and time again, it's hard to dive this Cassante pick. He's not going to let it happen. Spirit Rush back up and available. Cease and desist coming back too. About 10 seconds left on that one. Showmaker's ult coming back. But the summon a spell situation for DK is abysmal, to be frank. They don't want to fight for the next 2 minutes, realistically. But the Drake is going to force their hand. Bro, in a very good spot to take a firm hold of this game. When that Infernal Drake spawns, the soul's going to be decided. Now, there is the chance that the soul is not good. Chemtech's soul, firmly on the agenda. Cloud soul, even. Not the best for Bro. Actually, I take it back. No, I think all the other souls are quite good for Bro. Potentially Ocean Soul's the one they want to dodge. Ocean and Chemtech. Cloud Soul would be nice. Hextech Soul would be nice. These are the thoughts in Bro's head. It's 14 minutes gone in the game. Humbug looking for a pick on Showmaker. He's just walking through the middle of the lane, but he might see the pet. He does not, in fact, see the pet as Humbug cues him from the bush, ceases and desists him. And he dies before he even reaches the tower. Walking out of base, 0 and 4. Showmaker on the Swain mid. These low mobility mages being punished by the high pick potential that Bros Comp has. The whole point of Bros Comp is to find single picks like that and take them out. And that's what they're doing. Their piggy bank is Showmaker, though. He keeps dying. He keeps being the one to get picked. So he needs to adjust something. He needs to find a different angle, find a different way of walking around the map. Maybe get his team to hover him a bit more. Because they are focusing him. It's for sure, bro. That's where their efforts are. I understand that that's the guy easiest to kill, potentially the one making the most mistakes. He's often the stalwart defender of DK Showmaker. It's hard to find fault with him. Although Morgan getting very aggressive here. Knocks Siwoo right into the waiting arms of Humbug, but Lucid's there to back him up. Never alone is this DK roster as the Ash Arrow goes wide. All out from Cassante used. And Morgan taken out back and stomped. Now aiming, finds Closer all by himself. Forces out his Spirit Rush using the Chains of Corruption himself. Which is nice. Now there's no Ahri ult to contest this Drake fight. And suddenly, off the back of Showmaker getting picked, DK have found some tempo on the map. They're able to take this Drake, and that's very good for DK. Because the Dragon Soul win condition is a very strong one. So you take a look at just how much damage Bro has. This is the power of the Elise support, is that she's meant to be a jungler. So she has a lot of base damage. She's very good at ganking. That's Showmaker. Nah, he's not happy about that. That's fair enough. At least he's got a smile on his face. A lot of men in that situation would not have a smile on their face. Myself included. And then Morgan thinks he's the one with the pick here. But Siwoo turns it on his head here. He's in front of him, gets sent into Humbug, but he's always there. Lucid, the watchdog. And they have enough damage just to one-shot that quote-unquote tank Jace. 4 minutes 24. It is the Chemtech Soul confirming DK and Bro's worst fears. Dragon Soul this game not going to be as consistent a win condition as it otherwise should be. Doesn't mean it's not nice to have though. So DK still going to be playing for them. As here goes that Herald. Hubbuck able to stat that one up. Level 11 now on the Vi. Rank 2 cease and desist. Increases the damage it does, but look at aiming's itemization here. I rate this. Edge of Night first, just to stop the pick potential for Bro. Makes it a lot harder for Ari to find him. Makes it a lot harder for him to die to a stray Ash Arrow, a stray Vi chilling in a bush somewhere. Suddenly, Bro have to hit him with 2 pieces of CC, and then they'll be able to find the ADC, but the itemization from aiming makes it tough. Now, Houndbuck's creeping into the topside jungle, maybe looking for Showmaker again. Wants to hit that money bag one more time. See if the piggy bank breaks open like it did the past 4 times. But DK going to take the opportunity to put some tempo on mid. Put a little bit of pressure on. Hype. Up to the task though. Able to clear the wave. As long as Polu's hovering. And now that topside jungle fully infested with Bro players. And they're going to use that tempo to herald mid tower. And it's going to go down. To realistically walk up and try and maybe not get the second charge off is what I was thinking, but in fact is, and that's half HP on the mid tier 2. That does not regen, ladies and gentlemen. That is a big deal. As now Siwoo is going to get dived as well. It's a very, very enticing sequence of events for Bro if they pull off the dive. In fact, they're not going to. Away that DK. Spidey senses are tingling. Know that something's up. Not going to get that bounty on the Cassante. Realistically, they need to find aiming somehow. Bro needs to find some way of shutting that man down. If they shut aiming down, this game is easy. This game is so easy. You walk it home from there. Every other little thing, not as important. As my stream quality has dropped to 480 pixels. Excuse me. I'm going to quickly change that back. All right. Oh, load it back in. Here we go. Siwoo is actually getting engaged on at the same time. He uses the all-out, and I'm getting some frame buffering. Oh, no. Oh, no. Ay. Is what happened. Siwoo is dead. Okay, Siwoo died. Siwoo died, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't cast it because I did get some frame buffering, but what did they use? Ash ult. That's it. That's a shutdown, though. That's a big deal. Bro, still slowly sinking their fingers deeper into the neck of DK. It's not as scrappy as I was expecting. I was expecting this game to be a bloodbath. Very fight heavy, lots of fights. It's just DK getting caught out. Humbuck finds a pick. Hype finds a pick. Bro, work in unison to catch out these greedy players of DK, staying for a wave they shouldn't, walking up in a place without vision. Getting caught. It's not like it's easy. It's very, very hard for Bro to find these angles because the players on DK are so good. Mistakes, they need to be forced. They're not going to be made. Drake up in 38 seconds here. Atacon up in 12. They're on the opposite side of the map. But the real prize is Atacon. Still yet to see a team win without taking it. I'm going to put on my air conditioner. Battle for mid priority should be very much favoring Hype, who has actually a slight gold deficit. I take it back. Slight gold deficit on aiming. 320 gold down, but the real gold lead lies in mid jungle. Look at that mid jungle duo gold lead. What is that? 4.2k gold between them. The entire gold lead of Bro on those two players' shoulders. So that paints some very obvious targets, because it's not like those people are hard to shut down. Ari a little bit more slippery, but Humbuck, he needs to dive in, and he's got a 317 gold bounty, 371 gold bounty on his head. Highest bounty in the game. DK, I'll give him a little bit of hope. Very hard for Humbuck to play and keep himself alive. See, we're going to take the top tower using that Icebound Gauntlet. My goodness, look at the total gold there. 9,000 gold on clothes. That's 3 items worth of gold right there. 3,000 gold items. If he had not bought boots, could be in his inventory. And that is a strong Ari. 21 minutes in the game as well. That's quick. The Ash Arrow is sent. Trying to find some information. Trying to find some value on Beryl, but it's not going to. I found out recently what Ash Arrow is actually called. It's called Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Anyone know that? That's weird. That's a crazy name for an ability. It's very long. Although there are some shocker names in this game. That's for sure. Mid-pro now, firmly in control of DK. The game slows down a lot. That's something I've noticed here. The Chemtech Drake was stolen away, actually. Not sure if I commented on that. Humbuck Acquired that one, and DK happy to slow it down. Happy to take things slow. Giving Showmaker a little bit more time to come back into himself, feel a little bit more comfortable in the state of the game. 0-4 on the Swain, not looking the best. And it's a spicy pick. So I'll cut him some, some slack here. Give him a break. It's fair enough to be doing poorly on a champion that is as rarely seen as Swain is, but it looks like Bro not happy to just sit around anymore. They're going to use their mid priority, their top priority here, for a little bit of decisive behavior here. Now they want to start up this Atacon. It is the Voracious Atacon. You can tell that by how it looks, but DK have caught Humbuck while he's asleep, and he's going to get taken out, funneled into the spear of the Pantheon. And now that's Voracious Atacon just down. Humbuck was probably pinging summoner spells, and he thought he was safe. He was standing still, completely still, just waiting for DK to take him out as the Enchanted Crystal Arrow is mitigated entirely by Lucid, but it looks like the target is Siwu, and they have enough damage, bro. Are they going to turn this fight around? No. There's the smite from Lucid, and now the Voracious Atacon buff is on all members of DK, but are they going to get wiped here? I think they are. The buff goes away immediately. DK lose all 4 members straight away, but they're all going to respawn. Gold lead, not helped by that play at all. Atacon goes down, but it's completely useless. Gets no value there. Of course, all right, we'll check out the replay, then I'll talk about the slight value they have here. Chains of Corruption used straight away. And the Cassante W to knock him into the actual spear of the Pantheon ult. That's something I haven't seen before. It's very cool little technology. It's the one shot on Siwu here is what impresses me the most. Look at Closer's damage. It's Closer, Hype, and Polu. It's actually just Closer. Closer just one-shots him. And that's not something you ever expect to see. Then Morgan dives in, and this tank Jace making so much space for Hype to do all the damage in the world in this fight alongside Closer. And he closes him out. Morgan does go down, though. So the only team to actually get kills from that was DK. But 200 gold per kill there. Very worth it for Closer. Sorry, for Bro, as the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, again, going to bury itself inside of Lucid. His flash was forced by Closer, and now he's going to get taken down. There's the cease and desist on top of aiming. There's the flash forward from Closer, and he goes down first. 2 players, 3 players from DK going down to this crazy engage. Off of Humbuck and Closer's shoulders yet again. They're just going insane, this team. Bro is looking... they're looking crazy. They're looking like one of the best teams in the league right now. All of their engages, all of their picks have so much lethality behind them, so much viciousness. They're not giving DK any space at all. The only person still with a Voracious Atacon buff is Siwu, and his teammates have died twice while he's had that buff. One time with the buff and one time without it. As you check out the engage that started this play off, there's the Crystal Arrow landing again on Lucid, but Humbuck isn't interested in that. He uses the E to break the spell shield on aiming. And then once the shield's broken, it's hunting season. There's a cease and desist, and Close Up understands who the target is. No way to protect Mr. President in that game. Sorry, in that situation for DK. Now, very convincing lead in this game, bro. Have the top wave priority. Don't have mid wave priority, but they will acquire it the second that Hype shows himself. Siwu looking for a bit of an aggressive angle, though. Not sure what he's thinking, where he's going to find that, because Morgan playing that tank Jace, not something you can 1v1. And the Poke Varus really struggling to find value. I say that as the Chains of Corruption land inside of Hype, and he's forced to cleanse it, but Humbuck is the target the DK wants, and he's caught out now. Double TPs, triple TPs in from 3 players across the map, and Closes ult immediately forced, lands the charm straight inside of Beryl. Not enough damage to finish him off. The Malignances clouding the floor. Bro aren't done yet, though. They want to keep this fight going. They know they have the slow fight advantage. If they slow play it, they will outpoke DK. They're going to take mid-wave, but they're not going to try and contest this Drake. Bit too scary to walk into DK without the vision control, without that setup that they do need. And DK have found themselves 1 Drake off of Soul. Somehow in this game state, where they're getting clapped in half the fights that I'm watching. Half the fights I'm watching are full-on bro stomps. They find a fight. They find an objective on it, but bro, hold on, cut back to Baron. What are we doing here? Morgan, I don't care about the top tier 2, because there's something greater on the menu here. Bro are doing a T1 Baron, ladies and gentlemen. Hype, Polu, they've decided to 2-man it. Lucid knows what's up. He's had an idea. He thinks they might be on it. There's the blue trinket to confirm. This is a very aggressive play. I don't know if this is going to work out at all. There are not enough resources, not enough HP in the pool, but they are just going to finish it off. 2,000 HP left. It's going to be a flip. Lucid's in the pit. Lucid's in the pit. Lucid's dead. And now Siwoo's in the pit, and he's taken away the other jungler. He flashes over the water smite, finish it off, and now Bro won the rest of this fight. The Enchanted Crystal lands on Showmaker, who's Mikhail's by Beryl. Closer barely makes it out, living on 1/10 of his HP. But the Baron goes down. It was messy. It wasn't clean. It was scary. It was sketchy. All those words, but the fans can't look. In the end of the day, it works out as a crazy idea from Hype and Polo just to start off the Baron. The second the enemy team takes Drake, it starts with Humbug getting picked. That's when the play starts here. Look at this fight. Triple TP there, and it's closes ult straight away there. Dodges out of all the damage, and watch what happens to Lucid. Bro holds all the damage on the Baron until Lucid is dead. Then Siwoo takes Humbug over the wall so they can't smite it. And then this Humbug flash smites the Baron. Closer almost dies to that Varus Q there. It was so close. But they all make it out. And Bro pull off a heist. I'm not sure. You know, I wouldn't do that if my life was on the line, but hey, Bro know their limits, I guess, and that works out for them. Now this game is almost unwinnable. 3 minutes until the Dragon. And DK can dream of Soul all they like, but actually getting it is a different story, because they're going to have to win a fight before then, and that seems very hard to do versus a 9.9k gold deficit, and realistically, even with a Kentex Soul, pretty hard to come back from that. All the towers on the map taken out here as the Enchanted Crystal Arrow yet again buries itself. And another member of DK, Showmaker this time, reminding him all the times in laning phase that he did get farmed out by Bro. But they can play on 2 waves here, Bro. They've got all the time in the world. Closer can shove up mid-wave, and Showmaker by himself can't match that. They need 2 players. Siwoo and Showmaker both need to match mid-wave. And when 2 players have to match 1, that's when 4 players can verse 3 on bot tower. And actually, DK have dropped the mid-wave here because they know the engage is happening now. The cease and desist in the backline is good, but 2 flashes out from DK members make sure they're going to live safely. But the other 3 can't. None of them are out as the repel makes sure Polo lives. And there's the flash forward from Morgan trying to finish off the game right there and then. Aiming goes down too. Siwoo, the only person to find any value this game, realistically, takes out Humbug. Now he's down, and only Beryl remains. So this game is going to be over, ladies and gentlemen. Bro, take DK out in convincing, clean fashion off the back of a pretty scary Baron. But they finish it off nicely. Now I'm going to go for a break.
this going? Nothing happening. Okay.
Should get going. Rifles will be onto the board. As you mentioned, a few ultimate orbs were farmed up in that last one, so Fnatic, that's always the interesting thing. With the way this map works, the team on the attack, even if they don't get basically any kills, can be ahead in the orb game because of where they're positioned. Like, the defense have to actively fight for them. Whereas
I was
we've
into
seen
it.
teams just walk around the map and retrieve those orbs. For now, though, do the defense go for something aggressive? It looks like the north side is their point of call.
You have to. In a round like this where there's so many weaknesses brought to bear with your weaponry, this is where you make up for that with some aggression. Nice flash. Follow up, not quite there from Zeus. Not a captain putting on his best foot forward, but he
Oh,
won't
kill him,
catch
please.
them. The
Punish
reload
that.
needed. The rest of the cavalry, though, rounds the corner and Crash. He's 7 HP. He isn't long for this world.
No, that's the
Spike.
spike.
Monster steps in, but he's into heavy traffic.
That's so fucked.
It's a big mistake. In the 2v3,
Now
taking
Althea
a
has to 1v3
1v1, he
them.
hoped
I've seen him do
they'd
this
be caught
before
off
though.
guard.
He wins
They'd
these.
be looking
It's a
the
triple
other way,
swing.
and they are now. Too little, too late. The
Looked
round goes to Foot convincingly, Tom, and at this stage of the game, facing elimination from kickoff, that's a disastrous round for Fnatic to face.
Yeah, it's one of the most sort of expected strats on this map in low-buy rounds. Like, go for that aggressive push to the top side. I think even from the side of Foot, they might have expected to catch a lurker or one player on that side.
Wait, did Fnatic win game
Do
1?
they plan for the third? In a very similar position. The only person killed by the ult was their own.
Wait, they totally didn't.
Have fallen into Fnatic's hands. That shot there as well.
Oh my god.
Out as we
Fnatic
speak, Chronicle of
lose game 2 too.
Being 11 versus...
What?
They
My
knew
team.
Fnatic were good at in that first one and managing to take it over the line. Then you have this second map, a map that has looked very good from Fnatic, one of their most confident picks. And in the second half, it was destruction. It was a flawless half coming out from the side of Foot, impressed to say the least. And that's the thing, we always know that this Turkish squad is never going to go out with a whimper. The fact is, though, they now have to continue their way through the lower bracket. A couple more victories needed if they're going to be making it to Masters themselves.
I'll tell you what, if I was Vitality, I wouldn't want this squad hungry for revenge. They're going to fight their way through that lower bracket. But for now, we have to say goodbye to Fnatic. That's a strange thing to have to verbalize. A squad we know this year is far from over for, but when it comes to Masters Bangkok, they'll be watching from home.
But that's the thing. This happened last year. They were given the time, and as said, they made it to the last 2 international events, winning EMEA both times. So we know with time this squad will build into something special. The thing is, this squad is seeming like something special right about now. But with that bounce back,
I like that. My team, bro. My team. They're gone.
Like something special right about now. But with that bounce back,
What's Benny on about? How's Kedra already uploaded a fucking edited video, bro?
Fiddlesticks' passive is Dread. All nearby enemies have reduced magic resist. Terrify inflicts target enemy with fear for a few seconds, slowing it and causing it to run around randomly. I take Terrify at level 4 and max it by level 13. Drain channels on target enemy, damaging it and returning a percentage of that damage as health to Fiddlesticks. I take Drain at level 1 and max it immediately. Dark Wind sends out a bouncing nuke that damages and silences enemies with each hit. I take Dark Wind at level 2 and leave it there. Crowstorm is Fiddlesticks' ultimate. After a brief channel, Fiddlesticks blinks to target location, and for the next few seconds deals massive damage to nearby enemies. Sivir's passive is Fleet of Foot. Whenever Sivir strikes an enemy champion with an attack, she gains bonus movement speed for a short time. Boomerang Blade sends out her crossblade forward and then back to her, damaging all enemies it passes through. Boomerang Blade can hit any target twice, both on the way out and on the way back, but it deals less damage as it passes through more targets. Note that Boomerang Blade will follow Sivir on the way back, so you can move to add some extra finesse to the ability. Take Boomerang Blade at level 1 and max it by level 9. Ricochet empowers Sivir's next basic attack to deal bonus damage and then bounce to additional targets. Take your first point early and max Ricochet by level 13. Spell Shield creates a brief shield on Sivir that blocks the first hostile spell cast on her.
Imagine they release this nowadays.
If Spell Shield successfully blocks a spell, Sivir is refunded the cost of Spell Shield plus some bonus mana. Take a point in Spell Shield early on for protection, but max it only after Boomerang Blade and Ricochet.
The simplest champ they've released in a long time is Set.
On the Hunt buffs and creates an aura around Sivir for a moderate duration.
Sivir
gains significantly increased movement and attack speeds. Nearby allies gain the same movement speed buff, but a smaller attack speed buff.
I guess Set has two passes, actually.
Hextech Shrapnel Shells. All of Corki's basic attacks deal bonus true damage. This damage scales with critical strikes and with Sheen, Trinity Force, and Lichbane, but not with items like Madrid's Blood Razor and Malady. Phosphorus Bomb reveals and damages enemies in the target area. Note that while Phosphorus Bomb will show enemies hiding in brush or behind a wall, it will not reveal wards or invisible champions. Valkyrie sends Corki to target location, leaving behind a wake of fire that damages enemies standing inside it. Gatling Gun repeatedly damages enemies in a cone in front of Corki. Struck enemies continuously lose armor while getting hit by Gatling Gun. Missile Barrage sends out a skill shot nuke that explodes on the first enemy it hits, damaging all nearby enemies. Every fourth missile sent out is a big one that deals more damage in a larger area. While Missile Barrage is on a very short cooldown, it is also limited by an ammo system. Ammo for this ability recharges slower than the basic cooldown. Singed's passive is Empowered Bulwark. A percentage of Singed's maximum mana is added to his maximum
he was so
health.
cool looking. What happened to his icon?
If you buy items that give mana, you'll become more durable. Poison Trail is a toggled ability. While toggled on, it leaves behind a trail of poison. Enemies who walk through the poison trail become poisoned and take damage over a short time. Mega Adhesive creates an area on the ground that slows the movement speed of all enemies. Mega Adhesive creates an area on the ground.
Bro, he fucking sprays that shit.
Mega Adhesive creates an area on the ground that slows the movement speed of all enemies inside it.
That's crazy. He used to spray that shit.
Damages and tosses target enemy over your shoulder, landing behind you. Insanity Potion empowers Singed for a moderate duration, granting him increased health and mana regeneration, movement speed, armor, and magic resist, while reducing the duration of all crowd control effects on Singed. Teemo's passive is Camouflage. If Teemo stands still for a few seconds, he becomes invisible. Any action from this state will remove the invisibility and give Teemo a temporary attack speed buff. Blinding Dart damages and blinds target enemy, rendering all basic attacks.
This is giving me insane nostalgia because, like, when I first played this game, like the very first time I played this game, I quit after like a couple months. But I remember those ability icons, like those exact ability, that Q ability icon. Like I remember those. Those are like so much nostalgia associated with those.
Attacks useless for a short time. I grab a point here at level 2 and max it last. Move Quick is a passive active ability. As long as Teemo has not been struck by a champion or turret in a while, he enjoys bonus movement speed. When activated, Teemo gains a much stronger movement speed boost that lasts a few seconds and is not interrupted by damage. I take Move Quick at level 3 and max it by level 13. Toxic Shot passively causes Teemo's basic attacks to deal bonus damage and poison the target. This poison deals extra damage over a few seconds. I max Toxic Shot by level 9. Teemo's ultimate is Noxious Trap, which places an invisible poisonous mushroom on the ground. Enemies who step over the mushroom cause it to. His first ability is Transfusion.
Was Vlad the same?
It's a direct single target nuke, which heals him for 1/4 of the damage.
Nuke.
Second is Sanguine Pool. Vladimir dissolves into liquid, slowing and damaging enemies he floats under. He heals himself for 15% of the damage dealt, dodges any projectiles thrown at him, and removes all enemy minion aggro.
Alright, we're watching this over draft.
Tides of
This is more
Blood is his
interesting.
third spell. It deals damage to nearby enemies and gives Vladimir bonus healing and regeneration. If he casts the spell quickly in sequence, it increases the damage, health cost, and healing gain. Vladimir's ultimate is Hemoplague. Afflicted enemies take bonus damage from all sources for 5 seconds, and take significant damage afterwards.
I know what I'm
Yeah, so he was
Passive
different. His
is
E got
Strut,
reworked.
which gives bonus movement speed that builds up over time if she hasn't taken damage in a while. Any damage will knock her out of Strut, so if her speed is giving you trouble, give her a little poke. Double Up is a physical damage nuke. The shot bounces to a second enemy that's behind your target. I max this ability first.
Nuke.
Impure Shots gives bonus damage as she repeatedly hits
That's
a
never
target.
not going to be funny, actually.
On Activate, she gains attack speed and reduces incoming healing of the targets she hits. I max Impure Shots by level 13. Make It Rain showers. I max Activate. She gains Impure Shots gives bonus behind your target. I max this ability first. Impure Shots gives bonus damage as she repeatedly hits a target. On Activate, she gains attack speed and reduces incoming healing of the targets she hits. I max Impure Shots by level 13. Make It Rain showers an area with bullets, slowing enemies and
So
dealing
W got
damage
reworked
over
too.
a short time. I drop 1 point here at level 2, and max it last. Misfortune's ultimate is Bullet Time, hitting all enemies in a cone for some significant damage. Because it's a channeled spell, assassins with interrupts like Kassadin or Udyr can stop her.
Karma has 2 main builds, as either an AP burst caster or a support mage. She also uses a new
no
secondary
icon, it's the
resource
same.
system called Mantra. Mantra replaces Karma's ultimate and is learned immediately upon spawning. Instead of learning an ultimate, her other 3 abilities all have 6 ranks instead of 5. When she activates Mantra, the next regular ability she casts will have a bonus effect. Mantra may only be used twice before recharging. Mantra charges recover faster with cooldown reduction. Karma's first ability is Heavenly Wave. Unmodified, it deals damage to all enemy targets in a cone. With Mantra activated first, Heavenly Wave also heals yourself and your teammates in the same area for a base amount plus a percentage of their missing health.
Interesting.
Second is Spirit Bond. Spirit Bond
That's the
tethers an
same.
ally or enemy to Karma. Karma gains movement speed while the target gains or loses movement speed if it's an ally or enemy respectively.
That's the same.
Additionally, units who move through the tether also gain or lose movement speed.
Never mind.
Enemies who pass through the tether also take damage. When amplified by Mantra, the movement speed haste or slow is doubled.
That's crazy.
Karma's third ability is Soul Shield. Target ally gains a shield blocking a flat amount of damage. With Mantra activated, enemies near your target take damage the instant you cast the shield.
Really?
Finally,
Bro, she's
Karma's
kinda cool.
passive is Inner Flame. She gains bonus AP for being low on health. This can allow her to cast stronger shields or heals.
Dude, she was
deceiving
kinda
her opponents
cool.
With more durability than is expected.
Trundle is a tanky DPS champion, somewhat similar to Singed.
So ugly.
He's also an extremely potent jungler and ganker, lending to a very powerful early game.
So ugly.
Trundle's passive is Decompose. Whenever an enemy minion, monster, or champion dies, a percentage of its max health is converted into healing for Trundle. Now, let's introduce his active abilities. First comes Rabid Bite. Trundle lurches forward, biting his target. He deals physical damage and steals a portion of the target's attack damage for a few seconds. The cooldown is shorter than the duration, so you should be constantly beefing yourself up. Second is Contaminate. Trundle corrupts an area of the ground, and when he's on it, he moves and attacks faster, while also lowering the duration of crowd control effects like stuns and slows that affect him. His most signature ability is Pillar of Filth. Trundle creates an impassable pillar on the ground, which also slows nearby enemies, allowing you to block off passages or simply slow
really cool.
enemies for a chase or escape.
It's really cool.
Trundle's ultimate is Agony. Agony deals damage and lowers the target's armor and magic resist by a percentage, which increases over time. Trundle also steals all
He's the
those
exact
stats
same.
for himself while the buff
That's
is on.
fucking crazy. They just gave him a VGU.
Gangplank's passive is Grog-Soaked Blade. Every attack that Gangplank makes places a stack of Grog-Soaked Blade on his target, up to a cap. Each stack damages and slows the movement of whoever's been struck. Parlay shoots target enemy with Gangplank's pistol, dealing damage. This shot applies on-hit effects such as Sheen, Lifesteal, and Grog-Soaked Blade. Parlay can also critically strike his targets. Additionally, if Parlay kills its target, Gangplank is awarded bonus gold. I take Parlay at level 1 and max it last. Remove Scurvy causes Gangplank to eat a bunch of oranges.
Remove Scurvy causes Gangplank to eat
all
a bunch of
control
oranges.
effects, such as slows and stuns that afflict him. Raise Morale passively gives Gangplank increased attack damage and movement speed. When activated, Gangplank gains an even larger bonus to these stats, and grants a smaller bonus to nearby allied champions as well. I take Raise Morale at level 2 and max it by level 9. Cannon Barrage marks an area on the map for a few seconds, slowing all enemies in the area and causing cannonballs to fall randomly in the area, damaging anything they strike.
Holy
Omen
fuck.
Of War causes
This used to absolutely fucking
Raise
truck.
Morale
What
at
the
level
hell?
2 and max it by level 9. Cannon Barrage marks an area
What
on
the
the map
hell?
for
This
a
used to
few
absolutely
seconds,
fucking
slowing
truck.
all enemies in the area and causing
That
cannonballs
guy's
to fall
dead.
randomly in the area, damaging anything they strike.
Omen of War causes Yorick's next attack to deal bonus damage and summons a Spectral Ghoul, which moves quickly and deals bonus damage. While the Spectral Ghoul is out, Yorick moves faster. Omen of Pestilence damages and slows enemies in an area and summons a Decaying Ghoul, which will continue to slow enemies around it. Omen of Famine damages target enemy, heals Yorick for a percentage of that damage, and summons a Ravenous Ghoul, which heals Yorick for the damage.
This
it
looks
deals.
so OP.
Omen of Death creates a clone of target allied champion for a few seconds. If the ally dies while the clone is alive, the clone sacrifices itself to temporarily reanimate the ally.
That's so busted. This guy's busted. What the hell? All right, we're going in game. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, potentially our last game of tonight. We'll see. Potentially I'll be free to go play solo queue after this. You never know. Ugh, it's going to be up to Bro and DK. Whether or not I'll be able to do that, I would like to. I'd want to play solo queue. That's where I'm at. I'm in a solo queue mindset. Solo queue mentality. As we have a Tryndamere in the game, and it's Showmaker playing Tryndamere mid. Holy moly. All right. That's going to be exciting. Tryndamere vs. Corki matchup. He's playing Ghost as well, Showmaker. No TP, funny business. Absolutely none of that. As you see, Hype in the top lane right now, playing TP Ziggs. It's a very standard composition there for old Bro. Running that Corki Ziggs bastardry. Maokai jungle. All right, Twisted advancing into Corki and Ziggs. I've seen it all before. An Ekton top, uncounter pickable, right? The most El Clasico draft you could possibly do on the side of Bro. And on DK, we have a bunch of feral rats. And they're going to proxy the level 1 wave. Am I seeing this correctly? Aiming and barrel, they want this fight. They're going to try and catch the wave out, but Hype and Polu must have seen their things before. Must have seen that idea before, because they're going to walk with the wave all the way back from halfway up bot lane. It's now Showmaker already in a bit of trouble in that mid wave. There's an E-Star and Ekton. This is nice. This is nice from Morgan. That's really nice. That's a nice little adaptation in that matchup. I wasn't, I mean, obviously he's a pro player, but I didn't believe that he had the mastery, you know what I mean? That's a little, very, very minute little detail. But I guess he obviously would know. He's played a lot of Renekton as barrel, queuing off Polu. Alistar level 1 is horrendously weak, but it is, bit myself, sort of made up for with the fact that Ziggs is quite hard to kill, and he can farm from such a long distance away that he's not really missing too much by the fact that DK get insane level 2 priority. First game we've seen in a while where neither team wants to swap, which is nice. I like normal League of Legends. We get to see some normal laning phases. Morgan and Siwu trading aggressively on top of each other there. First time in a while I've seen a proper top lane from level 1. So we're going to have some stronger top laners this game. That's something to watch out for. Haven't seen it so far in pro play, but that's going to be an important factor in this game. Assuming the bot side isn't accelerated too much, Morgan and Siwu will be a little bit stronger than they have been in the past games. As Showmaker takes an aggressive trade there, ease forwards on closer because Lucid's nearby, hovering with the spear, but Valkyrie's out of it. Does close up. Doesn't want any of that stuff on his resume. Doesn't want to go 0-1 on the scorecard, so he's happy to take that trade and back out. Siwu had to use the leap there. I'm not sure what Renekton's E cooldown is, but Siwu is in a little bit of danger. Really good spacing from Morgan there. Holy. And you know what? This guy's quite good. That's some really nice spacing on that Q tap. Perfectly played. Up CS into the Gnar matchup. Quite a difficult matchup. Obviously, Renekton My opinion on the top matchup there is that Renekton's a versatile champion. Very, very versatile champion. You can do whatever you want on him. So any matchup that you might think is losing, it's winning depending on how you play the wave state. No matter what you do with Renekton, you can always find a way to get what you want. And Morgan's showing us right now that it's possible to go even farm, go up in farm, potentially have priority, have a little bit of damage on that Gnar. Even in a matchup that is canonically quite a counter matchup. You see there's a little bit of stuff going on the bot side of the map. Not 100% sure on what led up to this. Looked like Humbug wanted to initiate a dive, but Hype and Polu not on the same page, or at least weren't able to execute it. Aiming, forced to use the cleanse, and that's it in this situation. Now the mid gank from Humbug still has flash. Showmaker has just E'd forwards, and that's a very big mistake for this young mid laner, unless he can use the ghost to get out here. Actually, it's not. I take it back. Lucid there to hover him, stealing away the Raptors, so Showmaker was 100% safe the whole time. And I was the idiot with the big mouth. Beryl has gone in very, very deep there. I guess Hype has no mana, but Polu flashes forwards, wants to kill himself. And Aiming just can't follow that. It's way too deep. Unless Beryl wins this 1v1, I don't think he does. The Alistar rampaging on him, trampling all over him. There's the Kai'Sa W, the only help that Beryl's going to get in this play, and down he goes. A little bit too aggressive there. I think underestimated the capability Polu had to just knock him up and then deliver him into a place where he's never going to escape. Now Morgan finally in a lot of trouble up here. This is what I should have been seeing, well, what I expected to see from minute 1, but if you look at that, he's actually still got his potion. It's 5 minutes, 10 seconds, so he will hit level 6 on the 5:30 wave. So that is the next minion wave here. I believe Morgan should hit level 6. No, he's actually going to hit it on this one. I'm wrong. It's a 5 minute, 30 second wave. Yeah, if you don't miss XP. The current wave is what he's going to hit level 6. After level 6, this matchup now, very good for Renekton. My personal opinion. Let's take a look at the thing that led up to this bot play. I think Beryl, just misinterpreting what the plan was here. And it's a forgivable mistake. He almost makes something out of it. Tries to do some damage to Polu, but Hype sacrifices a couple minions to come pick up the cannon minion up here. Or the Yordle, rather. I give a bit more gold for those. And first blood down. Hype now with a 15 gold bounty, which I'll never get used to looking at that. It looks funny. But it's negligible. The gold leads around the map, negligible. Nothing big coming from this. Very, very playable, the game state so far for both teams. But Humbug, using the priority established by Morgan here. That's a very strong Crocodile at this point in the game. He has the ultimate as well. Can opt to use that Dominus. Flash for this Predator on top of Beryl, who's the target yet again. And there is Polu's engaging. He goes down immediately. Now this Renekton has to walk out of it because he's way too low to keep playing this fight. And Showmaker from the backside now wants to fight on Polu. There's a massive Gnar ult in the pit there. It's hit 3 members into the wall. The grubs are stolen away by Lucid. There's Showmaker's value in the fight. Humbug goes down. Now Lucid wants some more, but he gets taken out. Closer hits him with the big one. Now Aiming in way too much trouble. Can't keep fighting here. Undying Rage utilized by Trinimir. Morgan gonna go down because of it. And is that a triple kill? No, it's a double kill for Showmaker. Needs to be careful. He has Q if Closer wants the Valkyrie on top of him, and I think he's trying to bait that out. Knowing that Aiming would capitalize on the kill if Closer makes that mistake, but he's unlikely to. Misses the shot there. Ooh, Beryl finds the engage. Aiming doesn't have ult to follow up. Is he almost level 6? He is. Aiming's level 6 off the next minion. He can W and ult. Closer could die here. If Aiming lands the W. Ooh, it didn't quite land the W, as we get to watch the replay here. And keep your eyes on the Gnar when he comes into the fight, because he had a massive, massive deal to do with winning this. Obviously, the one shot on Beryl, very good at the start. Flash Ruthless Predator from Morgan is good, but then well played from him to understand when he's going to get kited out, when he has to turn around. Now watch Siwoo. Bang! Massive Gnar ult. Doesn't quite get everyone into the wall. Bit unlucky there. But it still hits 3 of them. And he gets his damage off. Then Showmaker cleaving through everyone with those... Not sure what the Trinimir E is called. It's not a champion that I've studied. Haven't seen, a lot of Trinimirs in pro play. Didn't think I was going to need to know what his abilities were. But this game I do. And his E is a spin. So we're going to refer to it as a spin. He spun through everyone. Now he's 3-0. It was actually a triple kill for Showmaker in that team fight, and that's a strong-ass Tryndamere now. Not something that you often see in professional play, so I'm interested in what they do with it, DK. Generically in solo queue, Tryndamere is very good in the side lane, but he's playing mid here. The style of Tryndamere you see when they play mid is often pressuring jungle camps, shoving the wave in because he's very good at that, then pressuring jungle camps as Siwoo forced off the wave there. Polu headbutts him off. He's going to make his way back to the tower, straight into the waiting twisted advance from Humbug. Not going to find any value, though, as the leap is good from Siwoo. A little bit of a trade in mid as well. Lucid doing some damage down to closer. And the lower he gets, the more pressure that Showmaker has in the lane, which is all he wants. This matchup is annoying for Renekton. But often what you see with Trinity mids is they like to shove in that wave and then find themselves in the enemy jungle. Steal away Raptors because they're very good at that. Steal away Wolves if they can. Use their priority to get something done around the map. Showmaker would love to be able to do that. But it's on whether or not he can get priority onto closer. Now he can. Using that Tiamat. And he's going to take plates now. This is another thing Trinity is very good at. Obviously, Corki kills the wave way too quickly, though, for him to get much value at all. 125 gold, all he's secured so far. But it's not about the early game with Trinity. It's about the late game. Later on in the game, they're going to make a mistake. Bro, at some point, they're going to let him cook for 5 or 10 seconds on a tier 2 tower, and then that's when it deletes. That's when Trinity gets its value. It's a side laning machine. Unbelievably safe in the side lane. Very, very good at taking out those tier 2 towers. Falls off a tiny little bit in the team fight, though. And that's where you'd rather have those control mages. That's where you'd rather have the Corki as Siwoo finds an aggressive angle on Hype. He's about to go mega. He's about to get big. I'm glad he didn't, because I was about to just yell about how Siwoo's so big for me. And that's not something I should say on cast. Oh my god, he's so big for me. Anyway. That's moving on swiftly. Aiming. Now on the mid-wave. Contesting closer. He's been carried around the map everywhere, this guy. Sent top, sent mid, sent bot. Wherever they need him. He's a fireman. He's just extinguishing emergencies left and right. Collecting the gold. Sucking it up. Getting fed. That's what you need from the ADC here. Had a okay game last game. Tied down somewhat by the failures of his teammates. The failure of Swain mid. We've seen Swain mid and Tryndamere mid this series. This DK draft is pretty insane. Pretty amazing. They've made a name for themselves in the LCK so far by doing this type of wacky drafting. They're 4-0 for a reason. So hopefully down one. They show us where they are. One of the teams to be feared. Beryl. Walks into the twisted advance by accident, but it's actually going to save Siwoo's life. Well played by Beryl there. Now he's caught out Humbug. Aiming has a lot of damage. There is a massive Poppy ult. Keeper's Verdict knocks him into the air. Now the Q flash from Beryl's good, and then Aiming's ult to follow up. Killer Instinct is good too. Rather. And Siwoo goes mega as the fight ends. Lucid collects a mid-wave. Hype was not there for that bot play. And that's a proactive play for DK. Taking out Humbug. Nice to see. 300 gold advantage in the jungle now. 400 gold advantage in mid lane. 11 minutes in the game, we're looking at 400 gold advantage in total, though. So both teams are still dead even, as you can see on the kill feed there. The one thing that is favoring Bro is that they're up on feats of strength. They have that feat of warfare. Look where Beryl is here. Blocks that twisted advance. Would have been Siwoo's life had he been rooted by that. And then Humbug knocked up by the Keeper's Verdict. Killer Instinct to follow up here. Would have been enough if the Ignite hadn't finished it off. And Polu with the disengage forces his flash. But he does a good job peeling for closer there. Hype on midway versus Aiming. And this is a matchup we're going to see a lot over the coming years. These two ADCs, very, very talented, both of them. And it's obvious they love their craft. DK really coming alive this year so far. I'd love to see them perform internationally as well. It's a team that I have a soft spot for them. Rooted for them going for Worlds, like going into Worlds last year. Showmaker, one of my favorite players on the planet. I think he's amazing. And he's really finding himself in this game. Has the Stridebreaker online. 258 gold bounty. But he's barely up any gold at all on closer because he's also found a lot of tempo. 131 CS at 12 minutes is that young pilot. Showmaker should be able to farm at 11 CS per minute eventually this game. Once he starts getting tempo on the sideways, once he starts being able to proxy, if he's game to do that. Drake gonna spawn in 14 seconds here. 4-4 on the kills. Summoner spells almost all available for Bro, just missing the Alistar. DK in the same spot. It's gonna be scrappy. It's gonna be a big, big fight for this dragon. And Bro don't want to let DK have it because this dragon would mean DK secure that feat of strength objective. Oh, sorry, that objective feat of strength, rather. Then it would just be first tower. to decide who gets the empowered boots here. And it looks like Bro might be a little bit favored in that because Morgan is by himself in the top tower, not actually going to fight for the Drake. Is Bro deciding to let Morgan prioritize getting plates by himself, which I actually rate that idea. I rate that cool. Stridebreaker and Ekton, he wants a lot of cash. And they're putting Ziggs top right now. They want this first tower. They say, we don't care if you get that Drake because we're going to get the feats of strength anyway. We have the feat of warfare. Now we're going to destroy your tower and get the other feat. We want as many plates as we possibly can onto our Ziggs. Couple more auto attacks on that tower, and it's going to go down to the Ziggs W, but Siwu doesn't want to let that happen. There's the Gnar ult, getting angry, throwing him into the wall. His flash is forced. And now Morgan, there to back up his little demolitionist buddy. And back to the tower, Bro, go. 2 more auto attacks is all it takes for a Ziggs W. Showmaker now racing them on the bot side, and Bro have to speed up on top unless they want to TP to it. Whose TP is this? I can't tell. It is, in fact, Morgan. I don't know if Morgan can even stop Showmaker. He can clear the way, that's for sure, but how many waves is it going to be till Showmaker just presses the R button and hits that tower till it dies? Something Trinimir can do as well. He's very good at those situations. He's almost impossible to kill if he doesn't want to die. And he's very annoying when it comes to hitting those towers. You'll see that Showmaker wants to play the fight as aggressively as he can. Wants to force Morgan into a spot where if he stays, he gets dove, and if he leaves, he loses the tower. That's how Showmaker wants to play this. Bro on the other side want to threaten top tier 1, but Siwu has to guard this. Siwu in the same spot as Morgan, both top laners in equally precarious positions, holding off the enemy mid laner, holding the tower down, holding the hopes and dreams of the feat of strength in the hand, or in their mouse hand, rather. 15 minutes in the game. Atacon spawning in 4 minutes. Rift Herald spawning in 40 seconds. That's going to be the next objective. Both teams going to want that. Because Rift Herald is going to mean first tower. And first tower in the context of this game could be the thing that sets one team slightly ahead of the other. I don't think feats of strength are game ending, but they are a gold advantage. They do help you in fights. There's no denying that. And in a game as deadlocked as this, as even as this, any little advantage you can get is something you want to take. DK now swarming around the bot river on Morgan's reset timer. Well, actually, he's overstaying Morgan. Look at that. No, never mind. He cancelled it. Showmaker and Morgan both going to reset, and that signals to me that they want to play this Herald. DK and Bro, both of them. Ooh, actually, no, I take it back. Morgan did overstay the tempo. Now he's going to shove in bot, and there's no one to match it. Siwu has to give up on those Krugs there to save that bot tower. 3 players on Bro, rotating to bot tier 1. They're going to TP on it as well. Now they're going to force this bot tier 1 for feats of strength, and this is a nice little play from Bro. So long as they don't lose mid tower here, this is guaranteeing feats of strength. Lucid locked up doing the Herald right now. They're not going to lose mid tower, and that's bot tier 1 going down. Nice little side lane overload there. Taking advantage of Showmaker's reset timer to find an angle, but Siwu wants to get something for it. Goes Mega, flash forward from Beryl, puts him in the wall, and he goes up in the air from the Keeper's Verdict, down into the ground from Siwu's damage. 6 feet under now. Showmaker has a little bit of time to cook on side lanes. Gets tempo to himself, 157 farm. Finally, CSing at 10 per minute. His mirror, his laner, just died in bot. Now, this is when Showmaker can press his lead. Morgan still has to match Siwu. So it has to be on Humbuck and Polu, which is not what you want. Humbuck and Polu's job is not to stop Showmaker from hitting tier 2 towers. As you see, this is what I'm talking about. Showmaker gets annoying now. Forces Humbuck to smite. Forces Humbuck to spend time thinking about him. Which is not what you want to do as the jungler. Is Beryl's just being annoying, isn't he? This Beryl combo with Siwu is very proactive around the map. It's cool. They work together, work in unison. They get plays done. Now DK. Gonna force Morgan to reset soon. Oh no, he has Dominus actually. He's undiveable. Renekton with Dominus almost completely undiveable unless you have enough CC to lock him down like they did here to closer. His Beryl's flash is what secures the play. Keep his Verdict into the air. Great Gnar ult as well. Showmaker, upon seeing his laner die, must have smiled. Must have been happy about that. Big claps there. Yes, he knows. He knows he gets tempo. That's the big thing. Showmaker likes gold. As he should. As he should. 3-0 on Trinimir. I would love DK to win this game. I want a game 3. 18 minutes in. Atacon going to spawn in 1 minute 40 seconds. It's still the game decider here. Actually, no. I think DK lost, didn't they? They got Atacon last game and they lost. I take it back. Not the game decider. It's Chemtech Soul, though. That puts a frown on the faces of Lucid. Worked so hard to get those first 2 Drakes, now he's punished for it. Much less valuable than any of the other souls. Twisted Advance. Being held onto here by Humbuck. Should he choose to engage, he so can. Level 12. 4 members of DK at level 12. The level leads are fairly significant all around. It's quite impressive how much tempo the DK teams managed to have here, as Bro are just setting their eyes on the Drake here, but they're going to drop mid-tower. And I don't think this is a trade that's worthwhile, particularly because the Drake is Chemtech, particularly because it might not just be 1 tower that you drop here. There's the Ziggs ult, the Mega Inferno Bomb invested to try and stop DK's tempo on mid, but they're not going to be able to walk to them here. Closer getting a lot of damage done on Siwoo, but the Herald crashes in. There's the Twisted Advance. Siwoo zoned off his team entirely, but the Tier 2 tower mid goes down, and that's the prize. DK are happy with this. If they get out now, that's a +1. If they get a kill, it's a +2. And it looks like they're out, DK. Get what they want and they leave. Gorgeous little section of play. For DK there. Now, 20 minutes in the game, Atacon going to spawn. There's no Tier 2 tower in mid. That's the big deal with this. Why does it matter that access the side lanes? And it's going to be easier for DK to access Bro's jungle. Accessing the side lanes and accessing Bro's jungle leads to better vision control, leads to more prio in the side lanes, leads to it being easier to be more proactive on the map. It means that Atacon going to be very much on the agenda here for DK, should they choose to fight it. They know that a lot of resources were invested. They probably have the Twisted Advance timed. They know the Humbuck doesn't have ult right now. And Showmaker, he's getting hungry for it. Wants his Atacon. 16,000 health, though. That's not something you can solo, my friend. Oh, interesting that he went Stridebreaker as well. Showmaker, Stridebreaker on Tryndamere, not what you see. Usually you see Ravenous Hydra first. On top lane Tryndamere anyway. Look where Beryl is. That's what I'm talking about. Because that Tier 2 tower's down, Beryl can just walk in places you really shouldn't be allowed to walk at 20 minutes in the game. But he owns the place, Beryl. Covering the 2 most important bushes. And red side jungle control firmly in the hands of DK. Nothing that Bro can do about it. Inside of any controlled bush could be a death trap. They're going to clear it out now, abusing the fact that Beryl needs to reset. But he's grabbed 2 more control wards off spawn. They're just going to walk in again. Next time they get mid prior, the vision goes back up. And one time they are going to catch you out now aiming. Says hi to Closer and steals away his buff because he's like that. You know, he's mean like that. And look at that gold differential now. 4,000 gold lead in favor of DK. There's the leap from Siwoo. Finds the angle on Closer. The killer instinct from aiming is good too. And down he goes. Mega Inferno Bomb to clear the wave. Bang. Takes out most of it. But not enough, as the tower's actually still going to fall here. Tier 2 tower on bot side. DK looking good, looking clean macro-wise. Make a pick, make an angle. Onto Closer. And take the Tier 2 tower. Bro left scrambling. Have nothing in response. Atacon being started up by Showmaker as well. They're winning on bot and top at the same time. This is the DK Classic. I don't think this is a good idea, though, because aiming is in base. Beryl has a good angle on the fight, though. So should he need to engage, he can. Nidalee Spear there with the Horizon Focus doing so much damage to Morgan. Just chunks him. Really was an item just invented for Nidalee, no? Horizon Focus. Lux and Nidalee and Nico. All these champions. Such a pretty item. Very weird build path. Is Atacon down to 8,000 HP. Bro trying to put a timer on this game. Trying to accelerate the tempo a little bit. And it looks like they're going to do exactly that. As DK not in position to fight this in time. Siwoo's TP a little bit too late. He's just gone mini as he leaps in. But the fight is going to happen now. They just have enough time here as they're executing onto Humbuck. Down he goes. Lucid going to steal away that Atacon. And now Bro in a lot of trouble. DK chasing him down. Voracious Atacon to buff them up. Showmaker still has a second health bar if he needs it, as DK leaps into the backline there, takes out Ziggs, takes out Maokai, takes out Alistar, and takes out Renekton. Just the Corki left. And soon he will fall too as the ace comes through for DK. Clean little fight there. Just had enough time to take it. They let Bro sweat. They let him get it really low. They understood that, hey, unless Bro actually kills the Atacon, we've got no problems here. Let it get down 3k, 4k, 2k. And then they jumped on Humbuck. And the second Humbuck goes down, doesn't matter if Bro hit the Atacon anymore, because your jungle is alive and theirs isn't. Almost impossible to steal away an Atacon down a jungler. This is the pick that started it all. Look at this. 3k HP is when they start their engage. No fear in DK. And Showmaker just ease into the fray there. Pops the Undying Rage. He can't be killed. Secures that objective. Great smite there from Lucid. Takes it down. Big damage on Morgan. Then the flash engage from Beryl. Following up on Hype. Is aiming. Takes out Polu. Makes sure he's going to die. And dashes into the rest of the enemy team. Close up. Was never going to escape, was he? Beryl wants the kill. Trades over 200 gold for it, but it's worth. There's the ace. That's going to be Dragon as well for Damwon. The game should slow down a bit here. Damwon have a couple options. After they take this Dragon, they want mid priority. There's no towers left for them to take, so realistically, the only thing they can do is get priority in all the lanes, and then start emulating Genji. Best thing they can do, start denying vision control in the topside jungle. Start forcing out mistakes from Bro, and then guaranteeing Baron. The other option they can play, if they don't want to play that vision control, that slow game, is they can try and force an inhib. If they force an inhib, it makes Baron a lot easier. You don't even have to force an enemy mistake. It looks like they're opting for that option. DK, they want 2 inhibs. They don't just want 1. They want their cake, and they want to eat it, and they want to eat another cake as well. And it looks like Siwoo, going to be the facilitator of this, as he's just gone really deep. So's aiming. Using this Ruinous Atacon buff to its greatest extent. Who cares about playing comfortably? Who cares about playing what's easy? Screw vision control. We're just going to take your whole base. Now we're going to take vision control, and then we're just going to start Baron. See how you like that. That's the plan here for DK. Vision cleared up. Lucid wants to sit in the bush. He wants to get aggressive with it. Wants to find a pick. And I think that's the best play here for DK. Psycho starting Baron is an option. It looks like the pings are coming through, and that might be what they do. There's no way they just start up Baron. 5v5. Mid-prior, yeah, sure. You got super minions, but you need to make a pick first. This is what I would think, but I'm not DK. Siwoo. Sprinting away from the little Maokai sapling, chasing him down. They are going to start Baron. They're going to start Baron, aren't they? No, they're not. Okay, control it on Baron now. That's the blue trinket gone. Now they're going to play the vision game. All right, they're doing the right thing here. DK. Grabbing priority on the waves, playing the vision game. Sitting in the enemy jungle. Waiting for that mistake to be made. They still have their mid-tier one up, for God's sake, DK. 3 Drakes in, 3 minutes until the soul spawns. And Showmaker's started Baron. Yep, all right, he's bored. And he's bored. And Baron has been begun. And he's just winning on it. Can Showmaker solo Baron? Is that a thing he can do? Lucid is now showing, so I don't think... Like, if you see Lucid, if you're Bro right now, you're pretty sure you're safe. You're like, okay, so they're not on Baron. Now they're definitely on Baron, though, and Bro definitely know. Where is Humbug? He just got ulted out. Poppy Keeper's verdict him 10,000 miles away from the fight. And now DK secure the Baron off the back of Showmaker's just insane pretense just started up. And they're going to play the fight as well. Morgan first to get the... Sorry, not Morgan. It was Polu first to fall Humbug as well. Now Morgan, next to being in a little bit of danger, as closes on 1 HP as Lucid flashes forward from Lucid. Takes him out. Killer Instinct to finish off the Renekton, and that's going to be the game. Baron by DK into end. True combo. With a very wacky draft, Tryndamere mid, and it finds its value, gets a triple kill in the early game team fight, and then just steals priority on the sideways for the whole game. And they end it just like that. 15-5 stomp from DK. Not a single hope for Bro in that whole game. Looked completely convincing. Now I take a break. That means I can play solo queue for a little bit longer. Oh no.
What a genius.
Yeah, first course, a little bit rough, you know, a little overdone.
It didn't blow up the oven though, is what we learned.
Second course, a lot better. Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew it was over as soon as Beryl did that thing where he went in level 3 and just died. I knew it was over then. It's just aura, right? You can't compete with that. You can't understand it.
Good luck, Guga, is what I'm saying, who's like trying to figure out what the best feedback is.
They don't need CC, they just need vibes. That's
the CC was what, like, Beryl's moves were that game. That was the CC.
They just confuse them,
yeah.
right? In Pokemon, that's just CC.
Yeah, pushes, like, Beryl gets to manipulate them into the positions that he wants them in. Hype did a lot of damage, much as Ziggs is wont to do, but Shoes, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, he was mega, and they were against a wall several times.
Several times.
That's the condition.
Yeah.
Something very strange game.
I feel like this wasn't the best one to be an analyst, but it was definitely the best game to be a viewer.
It's making me question everything.
Yeah, and thankfully, if we're here, we're also viewing, so it's a benefit to us too. Time for us to go to a short break. When we get back, the Space is going to figure that game out. Good luck.
All right.
Listen, I don't know if I want to do the next one. I'll be honest. Maybe I do. We'll finish like 10:30. I'll probably just upload T1 Gen G anyway now. Or should I upload both? I don't want to do the next one. I'm gonna go. That's enough. That's enough for me.